One of the most powerful strategies you can use in your personal life, in your professional life, in your financial life is the strategy called stacking wins, or the reverse side of that is win stacking. And I'm going to share with you how to actually put this strategy to practice today. And I want to give you a biblical scripture to use as a basis or a foundation. You know, I'm a pastorpreneur, so I'm always adding some scripture to not just inspire you from a spiritual perspective, but to empower you and to activate you from a practical perspective. Now, the scripture is Ephesians chapter 5, verse 16. I'm just extracting a clause from that verse that says, you and I, as believers, have the responsibility to, in other words, make the most of every moment. We have to make the most of every moment. That means we need to seize every opportunity that God gives to us. I think sometimes we focus so much on what we want to accomplish this year, what we want to accomplish this month, what we want to accomplish this week. Sometimes we even go to say, I want to accomplish certain things today, but we miss so many moments throughout the course of every day. Think about it. A moment can be shorter than a minute, but enough moments make a minute. Enough minutes make an hour. Enough hours make a day. So if I can stack wins in moments, I'll start stacking wins in minutes. I'll start stacking wins in hours, and I'll start stacking wins in days. And so I want to show you exactly how to do it. But again, I want you to really think this verse through. Make the most of every moment. One of the reasons why this is so important to me, because the word moment is actually in momentum. So you can try so hard to get momentum this week, this month, this year, today, and you don't get it because it's fragmented. It's too choppy. But if I can take the moment and win, and then take the next moment and win, and stack the last moment's win on this moment's win, and do that over long periods of time, which could be incremental moments. It could be a result of what I do in 15 minutes, what I do in the next 2 hours, what I do for the next 6 hours. And then I get to the end of my day and I have what? I have momentum, because I made the most of every moment. And now that momentum is going to take me into the next day. So I'm just going to share with you 2 things that you can do. And just in case you're looking for some type of coaching or training in a more faith-based environment, there's a link in this video in the description to our Millionaire Blueprint. Now, I'm a pastorpreneur, so everything that I teach in terms of business and finance and investing and wealth building is biblical based, because it's what God gave me by revelation. And of course, I took revelation and I complemented it with reading and studying and intelligence. And then I took that revelation, paired with intelligence, and I put it to practice. So it's not that I'm just using this revelation as a cop out from not being intelligent. But what I'm saying is, what I do in business is fueled by, it is inspired by what God has given to me in revelation. But again, you can click that link. We have an amazing education and coaching program called the Millionaire Blueprint. We offer monthly payments. You can join, enroll, and literally get access to all of the training, which one of our courses inside of that Millionaire Blueprint is a course on mindset and mentality, which digs deep into how to develop your mentality, your mindset, how to reframe your mind and connect that reframed mind or mentality and mindset to having the correct healthy emotions. And all of these things are tied to you becoming more successful. So again, you can click the link at any time. Let me get into what you can do to start stacking wins. The first thing you need to do is you need to break down your days. I just mentioned that. You need to break down your days. So even though you want to plan for the next 10, 15, 20 years, for the next year, for the next 6 months, for the next quarter, for the next 4 weeks, for this week, for today. You definitely want to plan, but don't let your plans hinder you from taking incremental steps in moments. So you want to break down your days in moments, and I would suggest that you break your days down in hours and in quarters. So for example, when I get up in the morning and I know I'm getting ready to go get started on my day, and it's going to be a 12 to 16 hour day, let's say that I am up. Okay, well, I'm not going to just take the whole stretch of the 12 to 16 hour day to work on getting momentum. What I'm going to do is I'm going to break that 12-hour day and say, what can I do the first 2 hours of my day? And then within that first 2 hours, what can I get done in the first 20 minutes? I did it just this morning, literally. I woke up a little later. I actually hit the snooze button twice this morning, and I still beat the sun up, but I lost about 45 minutes of the first part of my day. So what did I do? I had to shrink time, and there are certain things I had to not do. So for example, if I was going to do 100 jumping jacks, I said, okay, well, let me just do like 70. Instead of doing 100 push-ups, I think I did about 60. And just some of those things I cut short, but I was so like, man, I need them 45 minutes now that I'm up, brush my teeth, drinking my little coffee or espresso. But I'm like, yeah, I can't take it back. So instead of me just sitting in that failure and that self-sabotage, I was like, let me just get me a quick win for like 20 minutes. And I looked at my watch or my phone, and I think it was like 6 something. It may have been like 6:20 or 6:30. I'm like, let me see how much I can get done by 6:45. And literally, when I hit that time, that's why my numbers in terms of my push-ups and my jumping jacks are off. I would normally do an even 100 or 200 or an even 100 push-ups, but it was like wherever I was when that time hit, because I shrunk time, and so I broke it down into not just hours, but I broke it down into a quarter. Like, give me 15 minutes. Let me see how much I can get done. So you want to break down your days into hours and quarters, and then you want to break down your goals into tasks. And you want to put math on those tasks. So for example, yes, we all have goals. I read my goals every morning. I have them in my phone. I rework them every couple of days if I have a new goal that I want to add to it or whatever. I read them, I speak them out loud, and I soak in them. But today, if I'm breaking it down in the form of hours and quarters, I want to break my goals down in the form of tasks with math. So that means, okay, for the next 15 minutes, I want to see if I can make 10 calls. And then 15 minutes go by and I only made 6 calls. Okay, let me do another 15 minutes and see if I can do 14 to make it 20. These are you got to do this to stack those wins. So break down your days into hours and quarters. Break down your goals into tasks with math. Do the math, do numbers, okay? You also want to establish, this is the second thing, you want to establish a compensation and consequence system for yourself, okay? You want to establish a compensation and consequence system. In other words, there needs to be rewards for hitting these wins, all right? But there also needs to be penalties. So if there are certain things you don't do, like for me, I'm going to get penalized when I go home tonight, because where I could normally go home, take a shower, get ready for bed, no, I got to take another 10, 15 minutes and get the rest of my push-ups and my jumping jacks. I got 40 more push-ups to do because I think I did 60. And I have 30 more, I think, sit-up jumping jacks to do because I think I did 70. So you see, that's a penalty. I'm being penalized with my evening. So that's 15 minutes I don't have, but I can read my book, have my audio book on, get it knocked out, and feel good about myself and still have the momentum I want to have ending my day. So again, these are the two things. You want to break down days into hours and quarters, break down your goals into tasks. You want these practical tasks with math, and then you want to establish rewards, and you want to establish penalties. So there needs to be a compensation and a consequence system that you put in place. And here's a line that I don't want you to forget. Don't take breaks until something breaks. Don't take breaks until something breaks. So when you're doing these tasks, when you're in the moment doing tasks, don't take breaks until something breaks. So I'm not going to stop. I mean, I'm literally in my studio today, and in between me doing these videos for you and my social media family, we put these specific videos on our social media pages. I'm doing a whole other set of videos for my online university, but I'm not taking breaks until something breaks, because I'm going to make the most of every moment. So while I'm doing video recordings for my courses, I do separate videos for social media. Like literally, you can go to my YouTube page and look at the thousands of videos that I have. 97 to 98%, probably closer to 99% of those videos you will never see if you enrolled or when you enroll in Ramon Preston University for our ministry or our business and financial and investment courses. And we have hundreds and hundreds of courses and video modules and training sessions and walkthrough tutorials on our platform. Why? Because I'm making the most of my moment. So again, click the link in the description if you would like access to other content that could really help you not just develop a success mind, but that can help you change the way you see life and the way you do life through having the right momentum and making the most of every moment. I'll see you in the next video.